Today I'm going to share with you a scandalous, very interesting story that I witnessed about beauty and jealousy, extreme beauty and extreme jealousy, and I'm dying to know your opinions on that. But before we dive in, as I promised, I will show you the newest gifts and additions to my fragrance collection. So here is the new addition to my fragrance collection. It's the fragrance by Prada called Pradaa La Femme. Look at this bottle, it's so beautiful. It smells like frangipani, freesia, beautiful flowers, and of course vanilla. It's a slightly sweet floral scent and an absolute gorgeousness to look at. It's so beautiful. I'm so happy that this has been added to my collection. And the next fragrance that I got was a fresh new bottle of Woody Freesia by Dossier. Here, it's a fresh new box, iconic scents, designer quality, no markups. You know that I absolutely adore Dossier fragrances, and Woody Freesia is one of my favorites, and I had to get a new bottle. This is my third or fourth bottle because I had to gift the other bottle I had to my friend, as she would douse herself in Woody Freesia every single time she came to our house. So Woody Freesia smells exactly like Armani Si. And it's the fraction of the cost of Armani Si, because Dossier make fragrances that are inspired by famous fragrances, but they do a really good job at it. And so I was like, okay, I will give you my bottle and I will just purchase a new one, because honestly, everyone who has bought this fragrance by my recommendation has adored it and thanked me for it. It smells like freesia, blackcurrant, peach, jasmine, vanilla. It smells exactly like Armani Si, and even the longevity and the projection are the same with these two perfumes. They're just the same. So I absolutely don't see why would I buy this one if I can buy this one at a fraction of the cost. Also, I have a coupon code and you can use that. I will leave that in the description box. They give that to me as I have this YouTube blog. And I use that also to buy this for myself. I absolutely love it. The only thing, yes, Armani comes in a better bottle. It's more beautiful, more luxurious. But if you only care about the juice, get Woody Freesia, honestly. And even if you don't like it, Dossier offer free returns within 30 days. So you're not going to lose your money anyways. And look, there's this sample, Alien Goddess by Mugler, and as much as I love the name, honestly, will not be purchasing because I like Woody Freesia more. So these are my favorite fragrances at the moment, and I'm also I have been using this Woody Oak Mousse by Dossier, which is inspired by Coco Mademoiselle. I have been using that a lot and they smell very, very similar, but my top favorites are currently these. It's Pradaa La Femme and Woody Freesia by Dossier and Armani Si. Armani Si is mostly used by my sister, and Woody Freesia is used both by my sister and me, and here is the proof as I got a fresh new bottle. So yeah, again, I will leave all the links in the description box. And now let's get into this beauty beauty thing. Hello again. So yesterday I was telling you about my thoughts on the movie Anonymous and how I was, reading an article on The Guardian, and I told you that I saw something reading that article that caught my attention and that I would tell you about it later. So that thing that caught my attention was the news that Gina Lollobrigida died at the age of 95. Those of you who don't know, Gina Lollobrigida was a famous actress, one of the icons of the silver screen, and she was truly magnificently beautiful, without Photoshop, without all the face filters that we see today on Instagram. Honestly, I think that 100 years from now, people will look back on our times and say, yeah, these were the times when caricature was considered beauty. Because when I see these extremely large lips and these very unnatural looking faces, they look like caricatures to me. I'm not against cosmetic procedures at all. I just don't like these super exaggerated, unnatural looks. And obviously she's all natural and very beautiful. Actually, I think to my shame, I've only seen one movie with her, but I've seen it many times. Notre Dame de Paris. So, where she's playing Esmeralda. She's very beautiful in her red dress. She has a fantastic figure and plays really, really well. She's very talented. She also sings, even though she never made a singing career. And later in life, she was a sculptor, which was another career she was considering when she was very young. And then I got on Instagram. These days I'm very rarely on Instagram, but I got on Instagram and then I instantly saw a post of a fashion historian. He's a Russian fashion historian that I have very strange feelings about. On one hand, I like listening to his lectures about different designers, different periods, different eras of fashion. On the other hand, he has this poisonous nature about him where he likes to sting people that he's talking about, especially women. He's just one of those men. I suspect he's gay, and I'm not saying that all gay are like this, but he hates women. Like, when he talks in this sort of in a sweet way, but he always says poisonous things, no matter if these women are young, old, living or dead. He hates them. A woman that has been divorced, he always calls a divorcee, but not in a way that is, I cannot translate that word into English because it just doesn't exist. But he always he never literally refers to them by name. He always refers to them, this divorcee, so she was a divorcee. And even with very, very young girls, he can sometimes make comments that are very poisonous, very poisonous. And he had put a picture of Gina Lollobrigida, one where she's very young and beautiful, and the second one where she's already an elderly woman at an age of 95. And he writes underneath this photo that Gina Lollobrigida died. I had an opportunity to meet with her thrice in my life. The first time was when I was invited to a presentation of the new Dior perfume called Dune. So it was in 1991, I checked. And he apparently attended. He says, I attended with an American actress. I don't know the name of that American actress. I didn't memorize it, not famous. Oh, even though you may know her, let's check what her name was. Okay, I will write somewhere here. And so he attended with no way as popular as Gina Lollobrigida was. And he says, as we're standing there, I saw a woman I thought looked like Gina Lollobrigida so much. So I asked this American actress that I came with, that woman looks like elderly Gina Lollobrigida. Oh, and I believe this actress was so pleased to hear that, because she was not as famous and successful and beautiful as Gina Lollobrigida. And she said, yes, you're right. This is the elderly Gina Lollobrigida. For your information, Gina Lollobrigida at the time was maybe like 60 years old. 60, I don't know, 3. And I understand it's not young, obviously, but it's not elderly, it's not elderly. I mean, 95 is elderly. A woman I know that I sometimes visit, she's 97 years old. She's an elderly woman, even though always manicured nails, always perfect haircut, carré, hair dyed always, and smelling nice always. Even the home smells nice. She says, I'm an old woman. I know that sometimes old women can smell bad, so I never want that. It's just very clean. The house smells amazing, with jewelry always. So very pleasant woman. But she's an elderly woman already. Yes, she's nearing 100, but not 60 years old, right? And I checked the pictures because I was interested. I thought, oh my god, this hair is getting on my face. I thought maybe Gina Lollobrigida looked so elderly at 64 years old that's why they referred to her like that. And I checked, and I will put pictures. She looks amazing. I mean, she looks so beautiful. She looks like a mature woman, not young, not 20, 30, 40 years old. But I think many women in their 50s look like she looked in her 60s. And what is strange is that this fashion historian, his name is Vasiliev, he himself is in his 60s, and I have seen an interview with him when the interviewer asked, do you worry about your age? He said, no, I'm very young. I'm only 64. I have 30 years of active experience ahead of me coming. No, I'm planning 30 active years, working years for me. So he's a man, he's not an elderly man at 64. But Gina Lollobrigida, because she's a woman, she's an elderly woman. And I already didn't want to continue reading from that time on, but I did. The second time, he writes, we met was in Moscow, where Gina Lollobrigida came with her exhibition of statues that she presented as her own works of art. So after her movie career, Gina Lollobrigida started devoting her time to sculpting, and she was making figures, and that was her dream since childhood. So now that she didn't get a lot of good offers for movies, that's what she devoted her time doing. And Vasiliev writes, with an exhibition of pieces of art, sculptures that she presented as her own, obviously hinting that these weren't. And you know why? Because I looked at her hands, and her fingers were perfectly manicured and looked amazing. So you cannot be sculpting sculptures with these nails. Guys, my nails are very short right now. Because I'm like, what can my dogs doing this and that? But if I let my nails alone for 10 days, literally 10 days, maximum 14, I will have long nails. Okay? So apparently those sculptures at these exhibitions were probably made long before 10 days. And Gina Lollobrigida, being the diva that she obviously was, would have let her nails grow and have perfect manicure by the time it was her exhibition. And so I thought this was so, again, such a poisonous. And so I thought this was so, again, just such a poisonous, stingy remark. And he always does that. Tell me, do you know people who do this all the time? Because it seems like there are people who do this, you know? And I'm for constructive criticism. I think constructive criticism is amazing, but I just don't like this very poisonous remarks, especially when they come from a man, and he's been doing this all the time. And I think, had he been European, he's actually a French citizen, but he's Russian, and so this means he would have been cancelled. Had he been American, would have been cancelled for different other comments that I will not just spill out of my mouth because they're just so vulgar and disgusting. One mother wrote to him, for instance, once that my daughter wants to wear a tight white dress, the length of which is to the knee, but sleeveless, and a jacket made of leather. And he answered, and asking him for advice, as he is a fashion historian. And in his answer, he was like, yes, well, your daughter wants to dress like a stripper. That is why she wants these things. He's so, he's crazy, seriously. And the phenomenon is that women, most of his followers are actually women. I mean, and then at that thought, I realized, I'm even following him on Instagram because he does put interesting stuff. There is no other page on Instagram that includes so much knowledge, information about history of fashion. He really does do a good job as a historian. But these little stingy remarks, these poisonous remarks, I'm thinking, you're rich, you're super rich, you're very successful, you're famous. Why are you so unhappy? Why are you so poisonous? And you will almost forget that he's like that, and then he will throw something like that, and it's just disgusting. And I honestly thought that I had unsubscribed from him because that I don't really do Instagram. I haven't been doing it for the last year, really. Maybe I will start this year. So I even forgot who I was subscribed to, who I wasn't subscribed to. Getting into Instagram to really only watch my sister's stories and read your messages. And so yes, I was very shocked at the fact that I opened the comment section and there was literally no critique about his remarks. And I thought it's really sad. I don't know, maybe people are just already used to his poisonous nature. That's why they don't pay attention to it. And he's the only fashion historian of that rank. He has a huge collection and he has exhibitions all over the world. He's very famous. But yeah, very stingy and poisonous at times. So, what do you think? Why it is that? Also, let me know. Have you seen any movies with Gina Lollobrigida? Now I definitely want to see some films with her. I would probably want to see the film where she plays the Queen of Sheba, and also Femme Tulipe, which I haven't seen but I've heard so much about. My mom talked about it. And by the way, Gina Lollobrigida and Sophia Loren were rivals. If you read, they constantly tell negative things about each other, even though then they deny it. Sophia Loren offered her condolences. She's a very classy woman. And I'm sure Gina Lollobrigida would have done the same. And then I remembered that I had actually seen a picture of Monica Bellucci with Gina Lollobrigida. Monica Bellucci being another Italian actress. And I remembered that a long time ago, I read in one article where they were quoting Monica Bellucci, and she called Gina Lollobrigida her friend. But then I got onto the Instagram of Monica Bellucci, and there are no words of condolences for Gina Lollobrigida. Nothing. So I'm thinking, was Gina Lollobrigida just such a woman and a little bit of a diva that everyone was falling out with her? But to see Sophie Loren, even though Gina only spoke positively of Monica, Monica has not spoken a word about her passing, but Sophia Loren has. And I'm sure her words were sincere. I don't know why, but that's what I think. I think she's a good person. And yeah, maybe by the time they put out the video, Monica will also have it. But I thought it was strange that she has an active Instagram and didn't write anything about her friend, who's such a legendary actress. Maybe they had a fallout. They probably had, if this is the case. So yes, let me know who is your favorite actress of the silver screen. You probably know who was mine. I was once fascinated with who? Marilyn Monroe, right? So I really loved her. I still do. She had a very tragic life, but there are many interesting aspects to her life, very positive aspects and negative aspects. Things that make me like her and things that make me dislike her. I guess just like with most human beings. So yes, this was something that I wanted to speak out, because it was bothering me since yesterday. Because I thought it's really... One thing is that when you know someone is presenting certain works of art as not as their own, when these works are not theirs. I know a case like that, a painter. I know a painter who has had an exhibition when they have bought their paintings from another lesser known painter. But for some reason I don't think that it was the case with Gina Lollobrigida, because she always wanted to do that. So yes, this was it. Let me know what you think, and again, let me know who are your favorite actors of the Hollywood golden era. It doesn't matter whether they're American or European or from somewhere else. Just wondering, because it's such a magical era, and I think it has a very special aura surrounding it. So I'm wishing you all sleep well, nap well. I'm wishing you all positive energy. Do not be poisonous. We all can make remarks from time to time. I'm not saying, let's be scared to say anything negative about anyone. Absolutely not. I love sarcasm and I love jokes, and I'm not a perfect person. But when you're constantly being so poisonous and calling a beautiful woman an elderly woman when you are the same age and you don't consider yourself an elderly man, I think that's very strange. So we'll be waiting for your comments, and see you guys very soon.